I want you to picture something specific, not a grocery bill, a specific Tuesday. You are standing in your own kitchen at 6 in the evening, the refrigerator door is open, and you are staring into it the way you would stare at a locked door, hoping something changes if you just look long enough. There is nothing in there that makes a meal by itself, just pieces. I lived that exact Tuesday more times than I want to admit before I finally sat down and figured out something nobody tells you when money gets tight. It is not couponing. It is not driving across town chasing 3 different sales. It is that a small handful of foods, 9 of them by my count, quietly do almost all the real work of feeding a household. And they happen to be the cheapest things in the entire store. They always have been. The store simply does not put them at eye level because there is no profit sitting on the bottom shelf. So today, at 58, I am walking you through the 9 foods that have kept my household fed for years, what each one actually costs, what it does for you, and what it will not do, because I am not going to stand here and tell you a bag of rice tastes like a steak dinner. It does not. But you will eat well, you will eat full, and your grocery total is going to drop hard enough that you'll ask the cashier to run it again. Number 1 is the one that quietly does the most work of all 9, and it is not what most people expect. Stay with me for that one. Number 9, dried beans. This is where the real money hides. A 1-pound bag of dried pinto or black beans runs somewhere between $1.50 and $2, and that single bag cooks up into 6 or 7 full cups of beans. I know why people avoid the bag. It sits in the pantry looking like a project nobody has time for. So let me take that away from you entirely. You put the beans in a bowl of water before you go to bed. That is the whole soaking process, and it happens while you sleep. In the morning, drain them, cover with fresh water, bring it to a simmer, and walk away and fold laundry. 1 bag of beans becomes beans and rice one night, a pot of chili the next, and soup by Thursday, all from under $2. Number 8, plain white rice, the biggest bag your pantry can hold. Not the microwave pouches, which run 5 or 6 times as much per serving for the privilege of not stirring a pot yourself. A large bag of plain rice comes out to roughly $1 a pound, sometimes less, and a single pound of dry rice cooks into a genuine mountain of food. Rice is the floor a meal sits on. A small amount of meat and a generous amount of sauce spooned over rice stretches to feed twice as many people as it would alone. And kept dry in a sealed container, a bag of rice lasts for years, not weeks, years. Number 7, canned tuna or canned salmon. I resisted this one for a long time because I associated it with bland sandwiches from childhood. But at roughly $1 to $1.50 a can, it's one of the cheapest sources of real protein in the entire building, and it needs 0 cooking time. A can of tuna mixed with a spoon of mayonnaise and a little chopped celery is lunch in 90 seconds. Mixed into a pot of pasta with a can of tomatoes, it becomes a full dinner for 4 people for under $6 total. I keep a small shelf of it specifically for the evenings when I simply do not have it in me to cook something elaborate. Number 6, frozen mixed vegetables. Fresh produce is wonderful, but fresh produce also spoils, and the most expensive food in any kitchen is the food that ends up in the trash. A large bag of frozen mixed vegetables runs $2 to $3. It's flash frozen at the peak of freshness, and it sits in your freezer for months without a single bit of waste. I toss a handful into rice, into soup, into scrambled eggs, into nearly anything that needs color and nutrition without needing a special trip to the store. Nothing goes soft and forgotten in the crisper drawer. Let me pause here for a moment. If breaking a grocery bill down this honestly is useful to you, take a second and hit that subscribe button, because I'm about to walk you through the 4 that most people never think to put on this particular list. Number 5, eggs. Even with prices bouncing around the way they have lately, a dozen eggs at $4 still works out to about 33 cents a piece, and 2 eggs make a full meal for a grown adult with real protein in it. I stopped treating eggs as strictly a breakfast food years ago. Scrambled eggs and toast is dinner. A pan of eggs with whatever vegetables are wilting in the crisper drawer is what my own mother used to call clean out the fridge night, and nobody at that table ever complained. Number 4, peanut butter. A large jar runs around $4 and quietly lasts for weeks. It's genuine protein, it needs no cooking at all, and it works far beyond a simple sandwich. Stirred into oatmeal, it turns a plain bowl into something that actually holds you until lunch. Mixed with a little soy sauce and vinegar, it becomes a peanut sauce that turns plain rice and vegetables into something that tastes like it came from a restaurant. It's one of those items that sits quietly in the pantry, doing far more work than its price tag would ever suggest. Number 3, potatoes. And buy the bag, not the loose ones. A 10-pound bag of russets usually runs $4 to $6, which puts them right around 50 cents a pound. Nothing else in that entire store sits at 50 cents a pound. A baked potato with butter and a little salt is a food people pay real money for at a restaurant, minus the steak beside it, and it fills you up in a way almost nothing else at that price manages. Keep them somewhere cool and dark rather than the refrigerator, and keep them away from your onions, since the two sitting together in the same basket will spoil each other faster than either would alone. Number 2, canned diced tomatoes. A can runs around $1, and it is the quiet backbone of more dinners than almost anything else in my pantry. Soups, stews, a simple sauce over pasta, a base for chili, all of it starts with a can of tomatoes that costs about the same as a candy bar. I keep 4 or 5 cans on the shelf at all times because I have never once regretted having them, and I have absolutely regretted not having them. And now, number 1, the one I promised you at the very beginning, and the one that quietly does more work in my kitchen than any other single item: a whole chicken. Not the boneless, skinless breasts which run $4 to $6 a pound because someone with a knife did 30 seconds of work you could easily do yourself and you paid them like a surgeon for it. I mean the whole raw bird sitting in the meat case, usually somewhere between $1 and $2 a pound. One whole chicken runs through my kitchen as 3 separate dinners. Dinner 1, roasted whole, salted well in a hot oven for about an hour until the juices run clear. That is Sunday dinner, and served alongside those 50-cent potatoes, it looks like real abundance no matter what the bank account actually says. Dinner 2, after the meal, before that carcass goes anywhere, sit down for 10 quiet minutes and pull every last scrap of meat off it. There is more hiding in the back and the wings than you would ever guess. And that bowl of meat becomes chicken and rice or chicken sandwiches the following night. Dinner 3, and this is the part most kitchens throw straight in the trash, the bones. Cover that picked-over carcass with water, add the tired end of an onion and a carrot if you have one, and let it barely simmer on the back of the stove for a few hours. What comes out is real chicken broth, rich and golden, better than anything sold in a carton for $6 or $7. That broth, plus a potato, a little rice, and whatever beans are left from earlier in the week, becomes a pot of soup that tastes like it took all day, because in a way it did, just not the way you are used to being sold. So, that is the 9. Dried beans, rice, tuna, frozen vegetables, eggs, peanut butter, potatoes, canned tomatoes, and a whole chicken. Walk out of the store with all 9, and you've spent somewhere close to $28 to $32, and you're looking at a full week or more of real dinners. Not fancy, real. Let me say one more thing before I let you go, because I think it's worth 30 seconds of your time. Every single one of these 9 foods lives on the bottom shelf or along the back wall. None of them has a jingle. None of them has a cartoon on the front of the package. The 9 things I gave you today are what's left once you take the tolls out entirely. So, here's a small first step. Nothing overwhelming. On your next trip, put one whole chicken in the cart instead of the pre-cut pieces and run it through the 3 dinners I just walked you through. Roast it, pick it, simmer the bones. That one bird will teach you more about your grocery bill than anything I could say in this entire video. Then come tell me down in the comments which one of these 9 is already a staple in your own kitchen and what's the one cheap food that got your own family through a tight stretch that I didn't think to include here, because every household has its own, and I learn as much from you as you learn from me.